Hello. Hi. You're here with me, Allie Fox, and Irina Delahunty, and it is day one of building bridges. and we just thought we would take a minute to check in. It is officially October 6th around 5 p.m., and we had our first chance today to meet with our sample group of participants. We were able to explain a little bit about the project to some people who we thought would have high interest in the subject matter and want to be involved. And I think the reception went pretty well.
Yeah.
People seem to be pretty excited about it. Definitely I'm among those very excited about the project. And I guess we'll explain a little bit about where we are in that thinking now.
And we are hoping, at least at some point, to write this up and maybe even film aspects of it. And we wanted to have a sense of some of the scientific implications as well. In other words, saying that this is a heuristic study as well as the study of a phenomenon. And within the heuristic is the revelation of the writers or the researchers that the work has, in a sense, originated within one's own heart and within one's own background. So the song we chose is a song that is precious to both of us, yet I know in my life was a very deeply meaningful song because of the work that I did in Denver in the Mexican American community. And when we were in training in Vista, we often heard as we were driving around the communities and in the Rocky Mountains the song Bridge Over Troubled Water. That song ended up becoming deeply important to me because soon after being settled in Denver, I was in a very serious car accident. And although I did complete my year, which I'm very grateful for, I had ultimately 16 major surgeries related to the original injuries, which were of my abdomen, different aspects. So recently, again, I was in a smaller accident, but an accident nonetheless, and I decided to paint the aspects of the song that were so important to me, and actually every word of the song has meaning. So I painted 37 paintings, which will themselves become like a bridge. And I used the motif of some of the things that are so deeply important to me, the idea of the waters, the sky, the animals that I treasure, like the swan, the images of the, I call her merwomen, I call them merwomen and mermen as part of my expression. So those elements become the bridge over the troubled waters. And deeply embedded in these memories for me were memories of my father, who was my father, my best friend, and my hero in my life. And now I think so often of my son, who is my deepest treasure of the other aspect of my life. And he has certainly been a bridge for me. So what we'll be doing is exploring with our people, our art students, who have been their bridge, who have been their bridges, what people come to mind so deeply within their hearts and souls. And we'll be having them do initially an art evaluation, because we're both art therapists and music therapists. Well, Allie's a music therapist.
In training.
In training. I did my degree years ago at NYU. And we're working together at a center that is very deeply moved and interested in the artistic production of our people.
Absolutely.
And we're not going to say exactly, because we want people to respond and understand based on the
humanity
and our humanity. Absolutely. Our hearts, how our hearts unfold in this process, rather than what diagnosis is given to a person.
Exactly.
So that's where we're beginning.
And just speaking to the power of music, and that through a song so powerful, one of the things I really like that you said earlier is that people remember where they were when they first heard it, maybe some of the key figures in their lives at that time, the places they were then and where they're going. And I know for me too, and I wasn't alive when the song first came out, but it's still very powerful to me. And I'm really excited to get to explore why it's so important. And again, the humanity of it. It doesn't matter where I am in my life today or where I was in my life yesterday, but through the exploration and the process of allowing the journey through art via music to occur in a safe space that is just fundamentally nourishing and holding and encouraging. I think our participants, I think, and myself, I'll speak for myself, but it's going to be a transformative process, and I'm excited to be a part of it.
Yeah. Again, in terms of the heuristics, I remember the night in the car accident. It was evening, and our little Volkswagen was hit by a big truck. And I turned to my friend and said, "Talk about evening coming down so hard." That song, I think, lives in the consciousness of so many people, all of us who have heard it. So join us in our process, and we'll be sharing. Ali is gifted in all these elements of production and computer work. I have absolutely no gifts in that area, but I'm trying. Well, a little. I wear an insulin pump, so I'm a bionic woman. But anyway, we're really looking forward to this sharing.
And I think, too, it's important to just know what the vision is today, because I have a feeling it's going to change. Every time we get together, we have new ideas and deeper ideas, and like, oh, we actually don't want this element, maybe we incorporate this instead. So just a quick overview from my understanding after today, or as of today, is that the real idea here, in simple terms, is to bring a group together. We'll probably have about 8 people in total, 8 to 10, including us, that are going to come together, and it begins with like a diagnostic kind of session where we're just going to be invited to draw with simple medium, probably pencils, colored pencils and paper, and to draw some images that are pretty traditional, like a person, house, or tree, just to get a feel for the group and allow people to start to develop those artistic kinds of connections, and hopefully process a bit of, if anything comes up through that process, with them and also with each other. I think a lot might happen behind the scenes, and it's good to constantly check in and see how we think that certain things are contributing to the growth and learning that's happening. And then once that first piece is done, we will be introducing painting and canvases, and I'm going to have you speak about that since you are the artistic.
Well, what we're hoping to do with the paintings would be to break the song down. We're thinking of breaking it down into between 8 and 10 aspects, and have people draw those or paint those aspects of the song and get into the feeling of the comfort that they may develop in painting. And then we'll visualize together, almost as in a mural therapy group, to have people paint a large painting of the Bridge Over Troubled Waters. And then we plan to make a traveling show and maybe sing the song ourselves.
Yes.
Oh, certainly we'll invite Simon and Garfunkel.
Hey,
humbly we'd be.
Here's your formal invitation.
Yeah.
Mr. Simon and Mr. Garfunkel, please join us to see this finished work in probably 6 months from now.
Ali says 6 months. I'm imagining a year.
I'm ambitious, but we'll see. It takes as long as it takes. So
and I
the
think
longer the better, really.
When we think of doing this work, we're imagining a commitment that's very, very deep. And when Ali was mentioning that we'll have changes and we'll have to readjust and readapt ourselves, that brings to mind the idea of humility. Whatever we do it with humility and with love. And that will be a very important aspect of our work. So thank you very much.
Thank you. And
this is my first time I ever did this.
It's vlogging or video blogging.
Wow.
Yes, so that we can have a bit of a reference point. So when we embarked on this project on October 6, 2014, we felt this way, and we'll see what happens. And we will keep you updated. I am intentionally committing to staying on top of this project and constantly checking in with this video group, and seeing where things develop.
You know, one of the things we talked about is this project has so many elements. It's about revelation. It's about a spiritual journey for each of us, and a shared journey. There's so many aspects of it that we will be exploring. So you, in our sharing with you, you will be bearing witness to us and to our group members, and we thank you for that.
Yes, and we welcome your support, comments, questions, and shared intention just for growth and positive group establishment. And I think in terms of your top 3 goals on the fly, let's say, just being fulfilled through self-exploration and discovery of identity from a deeper source than can be just visited through something like intellectual conversation. Because by introducing the arts, we're able to tap into this deeper experiences, deeper enriched memories, and hopefully that platform of vulnerability and safety and sharing in the group.
I think for me, one of the things I work on very deeply is my own spiritual journey. And I think for me, one aspect of this project is commemoration. It's commemoration of the people, both sweet and simple and heroic in my life, that were my heroes, that held me through some of the significant struggles that I've had. So commemoration is one part. Another part is dedication, that we have been dedicated to our music and our arts, and we are dedicated to helping others find aspects of themselves that are still waiting to be revealed.
Yes.
So those 2 elements. And then I think inspiration, that hopefully we will inspire one another in this process.
And whoever else is out there that can be inspired by the work as well, and hopefully encouraged to do the work for yourself and start more groups out there to try it out. And that's the other piece that I wanted to mention too, is I love that people can come into this project wherever they are and have space. You don't have to be a professional musician or artist or anything close to it to get, hopefully, a lot out of this experience.
To collaborate. We'll have collaboration.
And learn.
Another
and grow
spiritual message.
Yes, exactly. And I just wanted to say, too, when you're speaking, it really almost sounds like this project could be almost like a legacy, providing not only for yourself, but just to commemorate, like you said, like your whole life and those people and places and events that were so important, and what might come out through the work. And nobody can really hypothesize what that might be, but maybe at the end there will be almost a form of a legacy that is visually presented. And
then a deep acknowledgement and commemoration of the indigenous people of our country, and to honor them now in ways that they had not been honored, that they are beginning to be honored more deeply now. And I'm thinking of certainly the Mexican Americans that I worked with, the Southern Ute Nation that I worked with, and the Navajo Nation that I visited. Those are people that come deeply to mind. And the young Americans who were willing to do the work, to share from the depths of their hearts and souls with others who will open their hearts to us.
Absolutely. And you're all invited to come along this journey with us. So welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. And we will be back with an update next week. Thanks.
Thank you.